studio on today's FYI program, Joe Hoinkis. Am I pronouncing that right, Joe?
You are, yes.
Okay, very good. He's plant manager at Lyondel-Bessel. They are getting ready for a turnaround. That'll be getting underway in July. But before we get into the turnaround, Lyondel-Bessel has been in the community for a while now. It's a great factory out there. I know you do a lot for the community besides offering great jobs. But tell me a little bit about your background with Lyondel-Bessel.
Oh, goodness. So I've been with the company for 38 years. Spent most of that time down in the Gulf Coast in Louisiana and Texas. I'm originally from Philadelphia, but I picked up a bit of a twang from living down there so long. I've done work with them. It's a global company. I've done work with them in Thailand, Southeast Asia, and also in South Korea. So that was actually the last job I had before I came to Clinton, was in South Korea. So, yeah, it's a very big organization. I think we do about $8 billion in revenue every year. So it's a big operation.
I know it's great to have you in the community, no doubt about that. And you do so much with the community. I know the United Way, you guys do a great job with that.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in that. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that need our help, and I'm fortunate. All of us that are out at the plant are fortunate enough to have a job where we can take care of our families, and it's important to give back to the community that way. So I'm a big believer in it. We get after it every year.
And you were telling me before we went on air exactly what you all do, what you produce, what Lyondel-Bessel is all about.
So we have two main businesses. One is in polyethylene and polypropylene plastic. We're one of the largest producers in the world. And then the other is in an intermediate chemical called propylene oxide, which is used to make all kinds of things from gasoline to insulation for your house. It's very versatile chemical, and that's the other business that we have. So the plant here makes polyethylene plastic. Frankly, we sit on there's a pipeline, natural gas pipeline that goes across the Midwest, and we sit on that, and we take natural gas and we convert that into something called ethylene, and then we take that ethylene and then send it to another area in the plant where we make the polyethylene plastic. This plant runs 24/7. The part of the plant that makes the ethylene runs continuously, and we don't shut it down but every 7 years. So we shut it down, we do upgrades to the plant, we check safety systems, we do a lot of inspections, pull all the rotating equipment apart, clean it all up, put it back together again. I kid around. It's a engineer's and mechanics' dream, because you tear it all apart, put it all back together again.
I can tear things apart, but I have a really hard time putting them back together again. So the turnaround is going to get underway on July 13th, and as you pointed out, this is something you do every 7 years. My goodness. So let's talk about the time schedule. What's going to be the breakdown on this turnaround, Joe?
So this turnaround, as you mentioned, will start on the 13th of July. The plan is it's going to last 70 days, so that'll take us to 21st or something of September. We are bringing in a large workforce. We've got all the local workers involved. And then we're bringing in a large workforce that works with us on all of our plant turnarounds. They come up from the Gulf Coast. So that'll be about 1,400 people additional into the community during that time frame. It's a twin-edged sword, right? We bring a lot of people into the community. It boosts business for that period of time, but it's going to be a little bit of a traffic situation as well. Talk a little bit about the traffic. We'll have the Sheriff's Department, Comanche, and Clinton Police we've arranged to have them out there directing traffic at the shift changes, which we're staggering as much as we can, but the shift change goes between 4:30 and 7:15 at night. There's a couple of them. The main one is when all the contractors leave, which that's to the tune of about 700 cars going out of the parking lot. So we basically end up shutting down a lane of traffic to to allow them to go out at that point in time.
You know, I do recall when the last time you did this 7 years ago, the traffic, but it seemed like it was a pretty good flow, but you are getting great help.
Yeah, I mean, the police, the sheriff department, they've done this with us now several times, so they've got it down, and it flows pretty good. But it is a bit of an inconvenience at shift change. So
Now, as you said, you're shutting things down, so the people who work there on a daily basis for you, what responsibilities will they have yet during the turnaround, Joe?
so it's a very busy time for us. Everybody works on these turnarounds. The people who are normally in the plant, running the plant, we shift to a mode where we are, once we prepared the plant for maintenance and turn it over to them, these people are there to basically help guide, supervise, and ensure that people are doing things safely. So that's the main focus of all the folks that normally work out there.
Well, you had a breakdown of the different services, and the biggest one was piping and general mechanical. You're going to have like 515 people in that department alone?
Exactly. So that's we've got Rig, and they work for us normally, so they'll be doing a lot of the piping work. And then there's a company called UPS that's coming up from Texas and Louisiana. They work all of our turnarounds, and they'll be doing a lot of the general mechanical work. We have a large amount of very large compressors and rotating equipment that we tear down. We have a number of our own internal people that come up for that, and then also there's a company called Access. Access does a lot of the mechanical work on those turnarounds, and they're supplying a large number. This particular turnaround is probably the largest we've ever done financially. It's well over $300 million investment. So in addition to doing all the normal maintenance work, we're putting on a huge number of upgrades in the plant to improve our efficiency and the throughput in the plant. We have a large number of electrical systems that we're basically doing infrastructure on to upgrade. Kohler is a big player in that one. They're going to be doing all that. That's one of the biggest jobs we have on this turnaround.
How much responsibility for you, and how big of a headache can it be for you, Joe?
Actually, we plan these things. We started planning for this turnaround 3 years ago.
Oh my goodness!
So it involves a large number of people at site. We do very thorough planning. We have an organization within the company that also joins us, and that's all they do. They go from one turnaround to the next, so they're pros at it. Mm-hmm. And frankly speaking, yeah, there's a lot going on and a lot to manage, but we really have some great people who are involved in helping us manage through that.
We have other big industries in town like ADM and of course Nestle Purina. Do they do something similar to like this, Joe? Is this kind of something Lyondel-Bessel does?
I'm not aware of that. This is a typical, in the petrochemical industry, this is a very typical operation. If you were to go down to like the Houston Ship Channel where there's a huge number of chemical plants. If you've ever been there, as far as you can see up the ship channel, it's just chemical plants. And there they do turnarounds at all those facilities because they're all 24/7 operations.
So what about housing for these people that are coming in?
So if you don't have a hotel room, if you got something planned this summer, I'm sorry because we've got them all booked up. These guys bring up trailers. A lot of the locations in town, they'll be looking to hook up and drop a trailer for 70 days.
A lot of work. Do these guys get any break at all? Will they get like a day or two off just to kind of maybe catch their breath?
So this is. I'm glad you brought this up. We work a 13-in-1 schedule, 13 days on, and then we get 1 day off. And the way we work this, because it's a day and night operation on the turnaround, the night shift will be off on Friday night, and the day shift will be off on Sunday days. So what that means is when they have these fatigue days every 2 weeks, Friday night and Saturday night, there's 700 to 800 people additional in town that are looking for something to do. So this is important. I wrote the dates down because I wanted to kind of share them. We've put them out to Grow Clinton to post on their website. But August 7th and 8th, Friday and Saturday, is a fatigue weekend. August 21st and 22nd is a fatigue weekend. And then Labor Day weekend is a fatigue weekend. So those are times where local businesses, if you've got things for people to do or things you want to try and sell them, or, these guys are going to be looking to probably hit a couple of food and drink establishments, this is the time to get them, right? Because they're going to be out looking for something to do.
FYI, we're going to be visiting more with Joe Hoinkis. Make sure I get that name right. He is plant manager at Lyondel-Bessel. A break of the weather now brought to you by Midas.
Continuing for your Thursday forecast, we will see a few more clouds arriving for the afternoon. That should keep us away from 90s today. Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. A few clouds continue tonight. It will be cool. Temperatures dropping into the mid 50s. With your Storm Track 8 weather impact forecast, I'm meteorologist Andrew Stutzky.
We're at 70 degrees. Winds are out of the east at about 15 miles an hour. Our update brought to you by the Clinton Midas. Your Clinton Midas, locally owned and operated for 49 years. Trust your vehicle to the Clinton Midas. Be ready to hit the road this summer after a visit to your Clinton Midas. They are ready to make sure the air conditioning system will be there to keep you cool. See them for tires, batteries, check your brakes and your suspension. For maintenance or major repairs, count on the Clinton Midas, 1432 Lincoln Way. You can trust the Midas touch with the Clinton Midas. Very interesting. Again, Lyondel-Bessel getting ready for their turnaround. It'll be coming up on July 13th. It'll continue until Monday, September 21st. And during that time, there are going to be a number of people coming to our community. You just kind of touched on it there briefly, those fatigue days. And I would imagine they're pretty fatigued, but they're still looking for something to do.
Yeah, that's right. You think about it. These are 13 days or 12-hour days working. So when these guys get off work, they're going to be looking for something to do in town, something to go see, definitely a chance to get out and have something to eat, get a couple of drinks. The other thing that they need to do is more like every day, like they're working, they're wearing the same clothes every day. They need to get their laundry done. So that's another place that they'll be probably looking for some help in. So laundromats, anybody that's doing laundry, that's an opportunity there.
You mentioned Grow Clinton, and you say Andy Sokolovich,
Yes.
the CEO and president there. What has he been able to benefit you with on this turnaround?
And Grow Clinton, I can't say enough good about them. They are a really great partner for us in town. We've done a number of things in the community together. Andy helps us get the word out on things that are going on at site. This is one that we've been communicating on for quite a while. He tries to get those out in like the newsletters and post things on their website. And then we just did actually. It's been a couple of weeks ago. We just did a podcast there to talk about the turnaround as well. So
yes.
He does those. They're pretty popular.
So again, what an investment to the community. A lot of folks coming into Clinton. Again, just Joe, what do the people in town? I mean, I would imagine, first of all, try to be as friendly as you can and welcome them into our community.
Yeah. So I lived down south for quite a while, and these folks that are coming up here, by and large, are a great bunch of people. They're very friendly folks. They're going to be looking for things to do here in town, and I would just say welcome them into the town. It is a lot of additional traffic in our town, but it is some really great opportunities for business and boosting our economy here in town during that time. So.
No doubt about that. We talked about this earlier about the housing, but you get in touch with the area hotels and you book things, I would imagine, not just in Clinton, but I would think maybe down in the Quad City area.
Yeah, so it starts here because most people want to stay as close as they can to the facility, and then it branches out. So
Because I know DeWitt has a couple.
DeWitt's going to have them. As you go down further to the Quad Cities, there'll be people down there as well. I would expect from prior turnarounds that most of the people are going to be looking for a place to stay here. We have booked a large number of rooms at the hotels here in town, and then these guys, a lot of these contractors coming up are booking things on their own.
I would imagine, you pointed out some of them were, trailers. I would imagine maybe they come in 2 or 3 in groups, maybe in one trailer and not necessarily.
Yeah, these guys will be, I mean, frankly speaking, I've seen a lot of different scenarios. They'll come in and rent a room and together. A few guys will be working nights, so they'll be out working while the other guys are sleeping, and then vice versa. So they'll use the same room and all kind of team up that way. So there's a lot of different ways that goes. I lived in South Texas for a while, and when we did a turnaround there, I had a property down along the coastline, and those guys would rent the place out the same way. I'd have like 10 guys in the house, So
Again, just a couple more points with you, and again, thank you so much for coming in. I know you're going to be extremely. Do you get any time off? Do you get a fatigue day, Joe?
Yeah, I take a fatigue day as well. So yeah, I'll be taking a rest the same time these guys will be. So
Okay, talk about the importance of what is going to be done for Lyondel-Bessel.
So, as I mentioned earlier, we have a large number of very large turbo-driven compressors, steam-driven. These are big pieces of equipment that we tear down and then build back up. In this particular case, we're putting in a lot of upgrades in the internals to make them run significantly more efficient, which will make our operation more efficient from a cost perspective, but also as far as the impact on the environment. So it's very important that we make these upgrades. A while back we brought in a great big tower that came through Comanche. That was back earlier, actually last year, and then we installed that over the winter. So that's sitting in there ready to be hooked up to the rest of the plant. Right now it's just sitting there idle, but we've piped everything up to it, and all we have to do during the turnaround is tie it into the process. So,
And a final question for you, kind of a two-part. Do you look forward to the turnarounds? And then I would imagine you probably look forward to when it's all over with, everything has been done successfully, you can sit back, take a deep breath, and say, wow, what did we just accomplish?
I'll be honest, it's going to sound nuts, but I love turnarounds. I mean, it's a fun time. I'm an engineer by training. I haven't done that in a long time, but I love to get out in the plant and see things apart. You learn every time you open something up. So I really enjoy that. But I do enjoy getting to the end too. So one other thing I forgot to mention,
okay.
but we started a P-Tech program, process technology, where we train students how to become operators for chemical plants. We're in it with ADM and 3M as well. The first cohort of students came out and graduated. We've got 3 of them that are going to be starting during this turnaround. So great opportunity, learning experience for these guys.
I would think so. As you pointed out, these are great, well-paying jobs. Get the education, be a part of Lyondel-Bessel.
Yeah.
Or the community for sure. Hey, thank you so much for coming in. It was great.
Appreciate it, Gary. Thank you much.
Interesting program. Once again, our thanks to plant manager of Lyondel-Bessel, Joe Hoinkis. Again, their turnaround schedule, they'll be getting underway Monday, July